Hello. Uh, Thank you for joining our interview today. My name is Sahira, and these are my teammates, Miguel and Felipe. We are excited to learn about you through some questions about your life, language learning, and work. So let's get started. What's your full name and how old are you?
Okay, first of all, guys, nice to meet you all. My full name is Brian Resperia Rivas. I'm 31 years old. I'm so glad to share this time with you. More than happy to help you with this stuff. Do you have any other questions for me, or do I have
Yes.
to wait?
Okay.
Okay, okay.
Yes. What is your nationality and which city were you born?
Okay, that's a good question. I was born here in Bogota. Most of the time, I've been living here. Uh, the place that I was born, where I was born, here in Bogota. I was born here in Bogota in 1993.
Okay.
Hi. What are some activities you really enjoy doing, and what are some you dislike?
To be honest, guys, I'm a really open-minded person. It means that I love doing different activities. For instance, I enjoy cooking. This is one of my favorite activity in my free time. Also, I enjoy hanging out with friends. Talking, speaking with them, having a good time. In fact, my real cup of tea is listening to music. I really enjoy listening to music. I'm a crossover man. I love listening a piece of everything. I don't mind, let's say, for instance, salsa, vallenato, bachata, whatever kind of music. I don't mind listening to those kind of music. Activities I'm not into it or I dislike, it's so difficult. Perhaps when you have to do those kind of stuff, when you have to go to the bank and doing like some serious thing as a senior person, I don't like to waste my whole day uh, let's say doing this kind of stuff. And also I don't like to go to the hospital. I know that is something necessary to do, but I don't like to go, since if you go to the hospital you get sick easily. You know what I mean? That's the reason why I don't like to do, but it's something necessary. Just joking around, but it's something that you have to do.
Okay, so next question. Do you speak any other languages besides your native one and English?
Yeah, but I consider it's not speaking in a proper way. Here at the university, I'm in ninth semester, by the way. It means that I have to study another language besides English, which is French. Let's say when I was in fifth semester, no, later, fourth semester, I have to make some decisions to study Portuguese or French. Because of a friend of mine claimed that French is such a great language, I made the choice to select French. Uh, Je suis en train de finir ma language in French. It means that I'm trying to speak in three languages at the same time. It's something difficult. It's something that I have struggled with to learn all the vocabulary, because you always need to improve, not to stay in your comfort zone. You have to learn every day new things, and French is one of those things that I love learning. Yeah. And you asked me in a previous question, what do I enjoy doing in my free time, or what activities I like? And that's one of my favorite activities, learning languages. One of my expectations for the future is finish my career, my major degree, to get a good English level. I mean, I already got a good English level, but it's for me, it's not enough. You have to continue, keep growing. Yeah, and also to get a good French level. Got it? Thank you. That's it. Sorry if I extend my answer, but I love talking, guys.
No, no problem. Thank you. The next question is, what did you learn your second language, and what is it at school with friends or in another way?
Well, Here in Colombia, it's like almost mandatory to learn a second language, to learn English. But English, I've been studying English since I was in high school, since primary school, to be honest. At least the alphabet, all the important things about the language. Nevertheless, with the English, I had some problems when I started the university, since I consider I didn't have the enough level to have a conversation like this. But it's a process, I would say. Learning a language is not let me see, it's not a thing that you achieve in just one day. You say, I know how to speak some words, I know how to speak English, but to speak the whole language takes time. Yeah, takes time. And I learned through podcasts, through movies. I love watching movies in English. I love talking to native speakers. It's also possible to talk with them using different apps. Perhaps Tandem, it's one of them. I don't know if you already use those apps, the ones that I'm talking about. What other things? Talking to friends. Also, I love talking to coworkers. Most of the time, when we want to explain something to students, we have to talk in English, and that's the way we improve learning new vocabulary. Perhaps you know a word, you say, notice that I learned this word, why not to learn together? And that's the thing we have to do.
Uh, what do you usually do to practice your second or foreign language?
As I said before, when it comes to practice English, I keep in touch with the language. I dive into the language. I try to listen most of the time podcasts in English. Perhaps, I don't know if you have heard about BBC London News. It has a British language, but it's so great to keep learning this kind of accent. And American accent, I love to listen second day of day. It's about gossiping. It's about guys who are wondering why a person doesn't want a second day with them. Yeah, perhaps a girl. A girl had a day with a man, with a good-looking man, but the man doesn't want a second day anymore with that girl, and they call them to know what happened in that date, and it's so incredible. And you learn vocabulary, accent, and some. It's extremely good. I highly recommend you guys if you want to improve your listening and your vocabulary and real English. Why real English? Perhaps here at the University Academy, it's not possible to teach a real English since we try to teach grammar, to teach the escalator, all the things. But people on the street, people don't speak like that. People rarely use grammar. People rarely use the structure. It's a good way to know the structure. Don't get me wrong. But listen to those guys. If you are willing to travel to another country, you realize that the language people use on the street are not the same the language we teach at school, at the university, things like that. And that's the reason why I love listening to those kind of podcasts and learning through those podcasts. One of my day-to-day routine is as soon as I wake up in the morning, I turn my cell phone on and try to listen to a piece of news, or something related to any kind of information like the ones I said before.
Okay, thank you for your recommendations.
Pleasure.
We are going to take it into account.
Okay, yeah, keep in mind.
So now tell me, what are some strengths and weaknesses you have or had in your academic life or major?
That is a satanic question. You know what I mean? That is a thought. That is gonna. I mean, that is gonna be one of the toughest questions you ask me today, guys. Okay, let's start with the weaknesses. I would say sometimes I'm kind of lazy, to be honest. Being honest with you. Why? Because I'm sick of repeating the same tasks and over and over and over. For instance, here as a university student, I would say sometimes I lazy doing something and I avoid, giving on time the task, delivery something on time. And always I try to convince my partners to do the same. To say, nah, you have to take it easy. That's just a piece of homework and that's it. Don't stress, don't get stressed about the homework. And that's ended up in a good way. I tried to talk to my teachers there at the university. Teacher, I have to work in the morning. Why not to give me more time to send you the task or something? No, but take it easy. Yeah, sometimes that is so good. Laziness, I would say, since if you are a disciplined person, or yeah, you don't believe in that thing, you can achieve whatever is on your mind. And strengths, let's say, I would say, as I said at first, I'm a really open-minded person. I try to be open in ways that, for example, I know that all of us has different perspectives about the life, about the how you analyze language. Perhaps you don't agree with me, but yeah, I don't care. Let's say it's your opinion, and that's it. My opinion is that, and respect others' opinions. Let me see another one. Another weaknesses, and sometimes I'm like a scatterbrain person. You know what is scatterbrain? Someone who forgets things easily. If I, for example, I'm using my cell phone right now to talk to you, but then I have to look for my cell phone. Where is my cell phone? But okay, it's in your hands. But okay, yeah, there you go. And another thing. Let me see. Another strength. Let me see. Let me see. I try to cheer people up, no matter the circumstances. For instance, if you have to do something, I try to encourage you to achieve the things that you want to, no matter what. It's mean that I'm not a jealous person. I'm not a selfish person. If you want to achieve something that help you growing, why not? Let's do it. And I can help you with this. And that's it about the question.
Well, thank you. That was good. That was a good satanic question.
Yes. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, because sometimes I remember having this kind of question in an interview when I applied to get a job as a bilingual, let's say, customer agent. Those asked me those questions. I was so nervous, guys. I said, "Okay, come on, what happened with my English?" And just start like cutting up your voice and something like that. But then you realize that it's just a moment in your life. You have to take it easy, as I said before. That's why take it easy. There you go.
Okay, thank you. Well, the next question is, do you use any learning strategies to help you to help you in your studies? And can you share us one or two of these?
Let me think. You put me on the spot with that one. Let me think. Let me think. Let me think. Well, guys, from my point of view, I consider one of the best strategies to use in your learning path. It's keep in touch with the language, as I said before. Dive into the language. Try to consume as much English as you can. Try to, let's say, it takes time. It takes a lot of time, the following strategy, but it's the way you improve. For instance, watch a series or movie you really like in Spanish, but try to watch the same series or movie in English. The first time with subtitles, but not in Spanish, with closed caption in English, totally in English. The audio in English, the closed caption in English. Then you have to pause, like as soon as you notice a word, you don't get it. You have to write it down on a piece of paper, then look for the word, look for the meaning, try to use in a sentence, and try to replay again. Then, as soon as you watch the second time, let's say, try to watch again, but without subtitles, just with full audio in English. That's the way you could improve your English. But as I said before, it takes time, guys. And another way, I have plenty of, let's say, pages where you can practice with. Could be like, for example, I remember when I'm trying to get my C1 because my job requires at that time. I split my days according to the skills. For instance, the first days I have to practice only listening, only with podcasts, with movies, with audios, with on YouTube, only listening. The second day, doing the same, but in terms of regarding perhaps reading. The third day, let's look for something to practice speaking, and so on and so on. Yeah, as I said before, it takes time, guys. It takes time, but it's payoff at the end of the day. Payoff. Long story short, you have to dive into a language. Let's look for something. Why dive into English? Because, for instance, you here at the university, really, we have time to do this kind of conversation. Why not to join in a conversation club? For instance, I know in the university there are some conversation clubs. You can go there, and also there is a pub. I don't remember the location of the place, but it's in Chapinero. There is a place called Dame tu lengua. I don't remember. Préstame tu lengua. That is such a great place to study and to learn. Talking with a native speakers or with people who have good English level or good French, good Portuguese, good, yeah, whatever kind of language you want to improve to. Okay, that's it about that question. And there are more. Perhaps right now I don't remember, but there are more strategies. Yeah, just keep in touch with the language, and that's it. I'm sorry,
Do
guys.
you
I know
have
that I'm so talkative. I'm like a chatterbox, like Donkey in Shrek. Perhaps I was the wrong person to talk with, but to talk to. But let's say, anyway, that is an interview. Try to do my best.
uh, do you have any hobbies? If so, what are they, and why do you like them?
Uh, let's say I'm deeply sorry, but I consider I answered that question before. Like enjoy cooking, for example. Cooking is one of my favorite activities. Hanging out with friends, traveling around Colombia, reading books, watching movies. What else? What else I said before? Let's say perhaps. Hmm, Let me see. Learning languages, learning new things day by day. That's it. I guess why those are the things. Those are my hobbies. I guess you asked me that question before, but anyways, I answer again. Don't worry. I don't mind answering again.
We are sorry. It was a similar one. Yes.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. There you go.
yes, yes. Also, well, the next question is what type of music do you enjoy listening to and why? And you already told us about it, but well, tell us what is your favorite one?
Oof. In terms of music, as I said before, I'm a crossover man. I'm a music lover. I love listen a piece of everything. I'm eager to, for instance, to start with pop today. It depends on my mood. If my mood it's let's listen salsa, why not? Let's listen salsa. Let's listen to a evocative music. Let's listen to evocative music. Let's listen to, for instance, some mellow sounds. Let's listen some mellow sounds. No, it's according to my mood. I'm a crossover man. I love listening to music. That's the way I go through today. So once a student told me, I say always in my classes at the Smart. I'm a teacher at the Smart. I'm a teacher academy in that place. A student said, "Why, teacher, you always play music?" It's because the way you enjoy the class. Why not? That's the only way. And you can learn something through the music. For instance, I didn't know how to say in Spanish is Alma Gemela, and I learned through 50 Cent song, 50 Cent lyrics has that word, and I say what? What is soulmate? Let's look for that word on dictionary, and I learned that word through songs, and I learned some expressions, some idioms. Normally, songs have lots of idioms. For instance, I learned something like beer. What? Yeah, beers of better flow together. It's like It's like that expression. It's for Billie Eilish lyrics, and it's what is the expression? Perhaps it's like you have to let's say the things you like you share with others. The others that they like the same. If I like rock, if another person likes rock, we share the same likes. We flow together. We go together for the same path. That is something related to the idiom. No, that's it about the question. I really enjoy listening to music.
Well, thank you. Another question is, what traditional foods do people usually eat in your hometown?
Okay, here in Bogota, people like to eat shangua. I don't know why. This is kind of crazy, but anyway, they like. And Colbiajiaco is one of the most typical food in Colombia, and it's one of the best also, since it has different ingredients on it, like potatoes, like corn, like chicken, and what another thing could be tamal. Normally on weekends, as soon as you get drunk. No, no, no. Let's say to wake up in the morning or when you are having a good time with your family as breakfast. You get every Sunday. You get tamal. Tamal is a typical food. Also, it has lots of ingredients on it, like rice, corn, like carrot, chicken, meat. Yeah, that's why it's one of the most important dishes in Colombia and here in Bogota, of course.
Uh, what do you currently do for a living, and what are the best and most challenging parts of your job?
Okay, there you go. To answer that question, I have to say I'm a teacher. I work at Smart Academy. I've been working in that place since 2023. There you go. That's another satanic question. Since there's are a lot of things you have to learn day by day. Not only it's because I have a good English level, I know whole language. No, there is something that you have to learn every day. I remember when I started working in that place, a student asked me a question, just a simple question. It was about vocabulary. What is shape? CHAPE. And he said, this is like a shadow, but a shadow and shape are two different things. And I got confused and I got so like distracted in that way. I remember having a great, good mother who was another teacher, and she helped me in such a great way. I don't have words. I'm speechless talking about that teacher. It was so helpful. Another thing, perhaps when you notice a student, you can notice when a student, we can tell when a student has a better level than yours. And that student is like those kind of students love asking many questions related to vocabulary, to pronunciation of the words, to grammar itself, and perhaps you don't have enough knowledge to answer those kind of questions. Try to, as I said before, I love that phrase that is take it easy. You have to, you are not a robot. Perhaps you have the knowledge, but there is something you don't know. Why not to use the internet? That's why we have the internet. Let's look for the word. Okay, let me see. I don't know the word, but let me help you. Let me look on internet. Perhaps some word reference on in Cambridge Dictionary. Those kind of things are really helpful to, let's say, to overcome these kind of situations. And I guess that's it. But another important thing is to, let's say, to learn every day. That's it. I love being a teacher. I mean, being a teacher is one of the most wonderful things that happened to my life. You can teach others the things you love, the things you already know. And being a teacher or working as a teacher, you can learn also through your students, through something new. And no, that's it. Thank you guys for having me in this interview. I don't know if you have any other question. Perhaps that's all. I noticed that perhaps that's the last question.
No, no, no more questions. That was so useful for us. Thank you so much for your time and sharing your experiences with us. It was a pleasure getting to know more about you. We really appreciate your help. So nothing more. Have a great day.
So do you have a wonderful weekend, guys. Thank you so much for having me here. Thank you so much for those kind of questions. And as I said before, I love talking to others. If you want, this is my account. You can call me when you want, anytime. I'm here to help you with the process. So if you want to practice your speaking, if you don't find someone to practice, I'm here to help you with. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for this time. What a great time we got together, answering some questions, talking. Well, most of the time I was the one who talked, but no worries. It doesn't matter.
Thank you so
That's
much.
just to help you with the process. It was a pleasure, Mister. And you guys, Andres and Sahira, I guess is the correct pronunciation of your name. Okay, there you go. Anyway, thank you guys. Thank you, Miguel. Thank you, Andres and Sahira. Have a good day. An excellent weekend. See you around,
You
guys.
too.
Talk to you
Thank you
later.
so much.
Thank you
It
so
was a
much.
pleasure. Okay, bye bye, guys.
Bye
Bye.
bye.